One thing you'll probably notice is you not normally see my lathe like this. It's absolutely up the highs and swarf and shite. I've been really busy. I haven't gotten it cleaned up. So I've had a few people ask us how I look after my lathe. So what I'm going to do is clean it up. I'm not going to show that. I'm just going to clean all the swarf of it and then show you how I lubricate it, just to keep it right. But it's not advisable to be using a lathe with swarf like that. It's not good practice at all. It's not something I do as a rule. You can see all the tools lying here. That's just not. It's not the way it's supposed to work. It's not the way I work. And I basically need my arse kicking for not keeping on top of it. But I've never actually stopped in here for the last 2 or 3 nights. I've spent 10 minutes with a big brush and some gloves on, picking all the big bits of swarf off, and a quick go across with a vacuum cleaner. So obviously the lathe now looks 100% better, but it's still dirty. The first thing I'm going to do is the chuck. I was machining brass and the chuck's all jammed up with a horrible. You can see it's all plastered. You can see it's all sticky and horrible. I'm going to take the jaws out and clean the chuck. This is a cheap imported chuck, and these seem to suffer more from swarf getting jammed than they do on a higher quality or an English chuck. Anyway, 4 jaws out. It's a 4-jaw self-centering chuck, this one. It's good and pleasing. You can see all the bits of swarf dropping out. Next thing is an airline. Make sure you've got some eye protection on. Airline is probably the best thing for cleaning. Same again with the jaws. You could put a little light machine out in there if you wanted to, but basically it just flies out as soon as you start to use it. So I'll put me in to get it dry. Right, so we'll find jaw 1, that's the hole for jaw 1. Turn it round until you see the start of the scroll, which is there. First jaw's engaged. Number 2. Number 3. And the last one, number 4. Right, straight away that chuck is 100% better. Ready to be used again. That's all it takes. It doesn't take long. If you persevere with a chuck full of swarf, riding and tearing on, you're going to wear it out, you're going to cause damage. Right, so that's a chuck done. Right, the next thing I do are the weirs. These are the weirs, the part that the carriage runs on. This stays in good condition, there's not a great a damage on it, and I want to keep it that way. Right, there's 4 points on here, grease nipples. They're not grease nipples, they're nipples, but they're nipples for oil. You don't put grease in there. The oil I use is special oil. It's called whey oil, designed for lathe weirs. I've used 1040 engine oil for the last 25 years and never ever had a problem. I just happen to be getting some whey oil given. So you put a couple of pumps into each nipple. And you can see the oil, it comes out the back, it's dirty. So wipe that off. Wind it back again. Dirty oil. You can actually see the oil coming out. See it coming out there. dirty oil. The lathe's becoming a lot freer to traverse now, and that's a lot cleaner. Back again. Oil's coming through clean now. Right, we'll settle for that. Nice clean oil. Right, there's several more oil points on the lathe. There's oil points on the tailstock. You don't need to put a lot in, you don't want it swimming in oil, just a one shot is all it takes. Right, so basically that's that. End of the lathe finished. You can see how the oil's coming through nice and clean. Right, we'll move on to the headstock. This is the screw cutting gearbox. There's a lot of oil points on here. Once again, it just takes a little squirt on each one. There's one hidden one in there. There's an oil level indicator in there, like a glass. The gearbox is filled with oil. It's basically hydraulic oil that's in there. The oil I use is it's a royal purple oil, a racing gearbox oil. I just happen to have a friend that deals in that sort of stuff, and he gave us something to put in the lathe. It made it lovely and smooth and quiet. Right, in the back of the lathe, change wheels, you can see they're nice and oily. I use a heavy gear oil on them, EP90 core gear oil. There's one nipple there that needs to be oiled. That just oils that idler. There is two grease lifters on the lathe, and they're actually down the back of the lathe on the motor. And once a year I'll pull the lathe out to clean behind it, and I will give them a shot of grease. Right, so that's basically how I look after it. A little squirt of WD-40 or something similar, and a wipe with a bit of rag just to clean the paintwork up. Keeps it in good condition. I'm really lucky that I don't suffer with rust in this workshop. One thing I have missed: it's important you keep the swarf out of the lead screw. What I do is run the lathe up and have a thin piece of rag in there and hold it like that, traverse it up and down. That keeps the lead screw nice and clean. See the, I don't know if you can see or not, the screw for the cross sliding there, that is nice and oily. And basically that's it.
Good boy. That hard work, you know. Good boy. There you go. Yeah, boys, there you go. Nice. Good. Steady. There you go. Walk on. Yeah, nice.
This is the early washout of the boiler. It's a lovely bright November morning. I've got both the drain plugs out of the boiler and the mud hole door out. Nice hot wash, hot water washer. The boiler's actually very clean inside because it's had boiler treatment in all year round. Yeah, good like. I've got a different type of job to do tonight. It's a motorcycle exhaust. It's a 40-hour motorcycle exhaust, and it's actually corroded down that welded seam, and you want to start repairing. It really is thin material. What I'll do, I'll clean it up, and I've got some thin stainless there. I'll make a patch out of that and TIG weld it on and try and make a nice, neat, tidy job for them. I'll cut a strip of that, bend it to that shape, then probably put hose clips on to hold it, get some tacks on, and then seam weld it. Make sure I get onto decent metal. I want to go back probably to about there. It's just mild steel, this with a chrome on it. It's not stainless or nothing like that. Right, sort of feed this into some sort of shape. The chrome's got to come off before I can weld it. That's basically the idea, but the problem I've got, there's rust coming through. This is very thin and it's actually pulling rust through the inside when I'm trying to weld it. So I think what I might have to do is MIG weld it. MIG welding's a lot more forgiving. Right, I've stuck it together with a MIG, it's worked out quite nicely. A little bit more time spent with a grinder, it'll dress up and should be alright. Like I say, it is a stainless steel patch, welded with stainless wire, so it shouldn't rust. Would it be nice to TIG weld it, have a nice little TIG welded patch in, but right, once again, it's just time to say thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and as always, a massive thanks for all the well wishes that have been coming in. Anyway, thanks for watching.